I have this dream of a paperless future, at least for administrative matters. Unfortunately, we are not there yet. But that doesn't mean we have to hold on to everything. Time to let go of one of the heaviest things on earth, paper. Hello and welcome back to step 1 of the Upside Plan, Material Declutter, Take 5. Papers, the third category of the KonMari method, and according to me, one of the harder ones. Not because we want to hold on to everything, but decisions made here can lead to different consequences than getting rid of a top. I don't want to demotivate you, seriously. I think there's still a lot of paper we can get rid of without having to worry at all. According to Marie Kondo, we are supposed to further divide this category in the following subcategories. First, pending documents. That are all the documents which require an action from you. Then the second is important documents. That are all documents which you have to hold on to, such as certificates, some of them at least, contracts, insurance forms, everything like that. And the third one is miscellaneous documents, meaning documents you refer to often, such as recipes, cut out from magazines, notes, or maybe some other papers with interesting content. Most of us would have an order like this automatically, I assume. At least for me, it would feel weird to have my birth certificate between my recipes or the other way around. So I think most of us would probably have an order according to topics, such as bank documents, insurances, contracts, certificates, something like that. Having an order like this would automatically also divide it for miscellaneous documents. And I guess if you get a mail and you have to do something according to that, you would probably staple it after you have done that. Am I right? It gets chaotic if we constantly forget to staple those previously pending documents and then they mix up with miscellaneous documents or even important ones. Or if we never discard any document because we think they are all important. Doesn't matter which situation you're in right now, decluttering can make a big difference for everyone. I know, sorting out your papers sounds like a lot of fun, but I promise you will not regret having done that. A good starting point, as always, is to pile up the loose papers and place the folders beside that. And please, don't skip this part, because this is what keeps you from accumulating the same amount over and over again. And then, just go through it paper by paper and only keep what's necessary. I know, you probably ask yourself, okay, but what is necessary? When I decluttered my papers for the first time, I noticed I had a lot of documents from my studies, some cutouts, some notes. Documents I wanted to keep for the future, in case I need them or in case I have more time to actually browse. But being honest, how often do you randomly look through your folders in case there's something you potentially want to read? Exactly, we hardly ever do that. But having a manageable amount of documents, for example, we rather tend to know what we have and actually make use of that. So if it comes to miscellaneous documents, ask yourself 2 questions. The first one is, does it add value to my life? Meaning, does it spark joy when I see that? Is it a memory, something like that? And the second is, would I rather Google it or would I really go through my folders to look for that particular information on this sheet? With important or pending documents, you should be a little bit more careful. Better take a moment and check reliable websites on information of which papers you have to keep. And here, it's also important to see if you have to keep them as original or if a scan would probably be enough. This can be really important for your taxes, for your pension, for insurance coverage, and so on. This differs from country to country. This is why I personally don't want to give you a recommendation on that. And I would also like to add here that I'm not an expert on this field, so you have to put in a little bit of effort for the research, but please don't stop here. It won't take more than 5 minutes. Just either look for one really reliable governmental page or you check several pages so you can see what they all have in common, so you know for sure. And in those cases, maybe you just keep a few more documents in case if you're not sure if you have to keep it or not. I'm convinced that having all your documents as a digital version as well can be super helpful for several situations. If you have them on your computer in a cloud, the non-sensitive data, or on a USB stick, you can always access it from everywhere, even while traveling. Just be careful and don't forget to protect your data with a password, for example. One other benefit is if you lose your documents, if they get damaged or stolen, you still have kind of a backup, at least as a digital version. What I also personally really appreciate is that you can use the search function on your computer, which helps you to find documents within seconds. And the fourth benefit is for you that it can help you parting from documents as well. If you don't need the original version of a document, you can simply scan it and discard the documents. What I personally consider here is, if I scan it now and print it later, will it look exactly the same as the documents I hold in my hands right now? If yes, for example, because there's not an original signature or something like that, I just scan it and often discard the original. If you generally feel uncertain of what you can discard, ask yourself, what is the worst case if you don't have this document any longer? Can you maybe just simply print it by yourself, or is it stored in some company's database and can you simply request it from them once more? You can start with the non-important documents first if that makes it easier for you. Some more tips I want to share with you. The first one is to digitalize all your documents collectively afterwards. You're always faster if you stick to one task after another. Just pile up those documents you first want to digitalize before you discard them. The second is to keep some papers as a sample for your memory if you get very sentimental. Don't forget, even those documents can be scanned. The third is, don't keep whole magazines. Just maybe rip out those articles you're interested in and keep them. It saves you a lot of space and weight. Fourth, the better organized you are, the more likely you can actually make use of the documents you keep. And the fifth is to push through it. You will thank yourself afterwards, I promise. If you also have some tips and tricks to share, just leave them in the comments below so we can all benefit from them. And other than this, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment and share. And then I hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!